call this meeting to order. Thank you, Zoe. It's Monday, December 15th, 6 p.m. Crosby, roll call, please.
Jason.
Here.
Mike.
Here.
Jake.
Here.
Jim.
Here.
Dale.
Here.
Eric.
Here.
Carolyn. Here. Craig.
Here.
Crosby here.
This is an open meeting and it has been posted, so please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, up first we have recognition, Employee of the Month from Rolling Hills.
Thank you. Would Carol come forward? So tonight we honor Carol Winkler, interventionist at Rolling Hills. Our school's strong performance on the state report card is a direct reflection of the exceptional work of our interventionist, Carol Winkler. She ensures students receive targeted Tier 3 reading support, consistently promoting substantial growth while closely tracking progress for our pupil services team. Her deep expertise, dedication, and keen understanding of each student help them reach their highest potential. We are grateful for the impact she makes every single day. Thank you, Carol.
I love my job and I appreciate the encouragement to keep putting my heart into what I do.
Awesome. Congratulations. She'll turn that way too. They're going to take a picture of it. Congratulations and thank you. All right, citizens' comments. I'm just going to go over this because of our past meeting. Just to inform everybody, if you want to speak publicly, now's the time to do it. And you need to sign up the sheet up in front. And you write your name down and what you want to talk about. And today is our quarterly meeting where you can speak about anything in the school district. It doesn't have to be on the agenda. So if anybody missed a sign up and you want to sign up, I'll give you a minute to do so. I don't see any. We can get the sheet, please. Okay, we don't have any citizens' comments. Of the school report card and my favorite elementary, Rolling Hills Elementary School. Student report. The floor is yours.
Hello, I'm Livia Lemieux. And I'm Eva Tuller. We are sixth graders from Rolling Hills Elementary School. We are on the executive board for our student council. First of all, we would like to thank you guys for having us here tonight. We are here to tell you about the great things that are going on at Rolling Hills. Let's tell them about how wonderful our report card is. Our school is the top of the top, achieving the highest score in all of Mukwonago. We also accomplished finishing as one of the top 5 elementary schools in all of Wisconsin. Guess what? We got an amazing score of 97.2%. Wow, that's amazing. Congratulations, Rolling Hills.
Hold on, I'm sorry, 1 second. We just want to remind the parents you're welcome to come up here and take pictures, videos, whatever. I don't want them to miss their chance. Sorry to interrupt, Dale.
No, thank you. I appreciate it.
We are proud to be a part of this school, which is significantly exceeding expectations. Thank you.
Hi, this is Arlo Paluchek and River Kuiper and Max Kaminsky. We are 3 of the 8 executive board members this year. We'll be telling you about our Raptor Way and cool opportunities at our school. At Rolling Hills, we have expectations and rules to learn and grow. We call them ROAR commitments. ROAR stands for respect, on task, accountable, and reach for excellence. 2 of my favorite respect commitments are first, to use kind words and actions, and secondly, to listen when others are speaking. 2 of my favorite on-task ROAR commitments are make the most of your time and stay organized.
Finally, my favorite 2 work commitments for accountability and reaching for excellence. For accountability, I like to be honest and think before you act. For reach for excellence, encourage yourself and others, and give your best effort.
And when we follow these commitments, we hope to earn ROAR cards for online ROAR store shopping.
If If you are in 5th or 6th grade, you have to earn work cards to get monthly incentives.
Classrooms that demonstrate the ROAR commitments get recognized with the Golden Awards from each specialist. We have done a lot of class projects this year. There are a lot of creative ways to demonstrate our learning.
The 2nd grade classes had a balloon parade for the school, just like the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade.
Also, the 5th grade classes made a diorama of an ecosystem they researched.
Next year, you should see our balloon parade before Thanksgiving.
Hi, I'm Jocelyn Stengel, and this is
Zoe Taylor.
and Millie Cooper. We are here from Rolling Hills Student Council Executive Board. Today we are here to talk about some field trips that have happened at Rolling Hills this year.
Starting off strong with 1st grade. They went on a trip to the First Stage, a theater company. They went and saw Pigeon's Holiday Extravaganza, based on the books by Mo William.
Then moving on to 3rd grade, they went on a journey to Redser Nature Center. The kids walked around and enjoyed nature, learning all about the amazing facts. Later, they also got to enjoy a show teaching them about the weather. Now for 4th grade, they took a trip to Madison, where they got to explore the capital. They went on a scavenger hunt to find different items, and each clue gave them a fun fact about the item.
Lastly, we have our very own grade, 6th grade.
In my opinion, this is the best field trip so far.
We went to Discovery World to discover fun things.
We even discovered that Mr. Wright and Mr. Anderson enjoy the nail bed.
You're right, Millie. That was a really fun show to watch.
Thank you.
Hello, we are here again because our school keeps getting better and better.
And we are going to be talking about Rolling Hills' amazing roar coaches, buddy classrooms, and study club.
Our roar coaches are in charge of playing with the younger kids outside at recess and putting out the equipment, also for recess.
They are the problem solvers at recess and keep everyone in line and also keep them safe.
Our buddy classrooms, or our book buddies, are when 2 classrooms buddy up, typically one being older and one being younger.
For example, we can read with our book buddies, create craft projects, and walk the turkey trot together.
Our final part is the study club. This is where children from grades 4 through 6 can stay a little after school on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
On these days, they can meet as a group in our library to finish homework and get a little extra help. Thank you.
Now, we're excited to share our school and community service projects. To start, we have Adopt a Family. This project is a popular, fan-favorite activity at Rolling Hills. We do this once a year in December. During Adopt a Family, we raise money and shop for Christmas presents for kids through the Waukesha County Christmas Clearing Council. Now, I'd like to hand it over to Millie, who will share more about our fun activities.
I'm going to tell you about Student Council News, which is also known as StuCo News. This activity took place at Raptor News, where students would update our school on things coming up. Now, for StuCo News, we have our very own Student Council members starring in the video. StuCo News helps everyone stay informed about exciting opportunities in Spirit Days. Speaking of Spirit Days, Jossie is going to tell you a little bit about what they are. Spirit Days are where students and even teachers show their spirit by dressing up in fun ways. Students, council members, share their ideas, and we pick the ones that seem the most exciting. Some important Spirit Days that took place at Rolling Hills were NHS Homecoming Spirit Week, Teacher-Student Dress-Up Day, where teachers dressed up as students and students dressed up as teachers, and Decades Day, where you can dress up like any decade of your choice. And 5 Days of Holiday Cheer, which actually takes place at Rolling Hills this week. Today is Decoration Day, so you can wear any Christmas accessories. Anyways, that wraps up our slide. But wait, we have a small play to share with you about our personal favorite.
Go for it, Jossie.
Adopt a Family!
Ooh, Christmas presents.
No, Zoe, are for children whose families can't afford to buy presents for them. We're giving them away tomorrow.
Okay, but can I help?
Of course you can help, Zoe. The more helpers, the better. Grab some gift tags and let's get wrapping.
Got 'em.
We need to label these so everybody gets something special.
Okay.
Doesn't that make you feel good to help out others?
Yes, it does.
Now everyone can enjoy Christmas just as much as you do.
Yay, I am so excited to see their big smiles tomorrow.
Me too.
Thank you for having us, and we hope you have a happy holiday.
Great job.
And before we leave, does anyone have any questions?
How long did you practice for this? Because it was great.
Like 2 weeks.
That is awesome. It just doesn't surprise me how well Rolling Hills is doing. I go into Rolling Hills more than probably any other school besides the high school and probably the middle school. So I know a lot of the students because of where we live, and my kids go in there, and the teachers. So it's no surprising how well you're doing, not only academically, but maturing as well as all the students are there. I see a lot of future leaders going up and going into young adulthood soon. I'm excited for you guys. Next year, you guys are going to have the most unique experience of any other students. You're going to go into the old middle school, and then by the time you graduate, you're going to be in the new middle school. So you're going to have an experience that nobody else has. You'll be able to see why we built a new school. So thank you. Keep up the great work. Up next, Dr. Schlick.
The students are always a tough act to follow.
Indeed.
And
Before you start, I just want to say congratulations and thank you.
thank you, appreciate it. The family support that we have, and Dale, you said it too, about the teachers and the staff. I just can't compliment them enough, and I just appreciate how we're all working together to continue to make Rolling Hills a great place to be. So I just wanted to start out by telling you a little bit about our journey. Started about 1.5 years ago when the Rolling Hills staff collaborated to rewrite both our mission and our vision in hopes that it better reflected why we exist and what we hope to become. And so when we looked at our mission, why do we exist, the staff collaborated and worked together to rewrite it to read, to strengthen and support learning and growth for everyone through ongoing improvement. And that's really why we exist. And then what do we hope to become in the future? Well, we want to achieve excellence in education, community, personal development, paving the way for success in future opportunities. And so that was really the precursor to some of our success that we've had. So if you look at where we are in relation to the district's strategic goals, Rolling Hills has met and in many cases has exceeded the district benchmarks set for the strategic goals. If you'll notice there, one of them is not highlighted. It is the ORF percentage, the oral reading fluency in first grade. And actually our first grade teachers are kind of taking that personally. They really want this year to meet or exceed that expectation. Right now, Rolling Hills is at an 81.8, which is very respectable, but the district goal is 85%. Otherwise, we have met all the other district expected benchmarks. So what do we set for goals when that's our current situation? And ultimately, we're really competing against ourselves at this point. And if you look at our 3rd through 6th grade students and how they scored on the forward exam, we want at least 86% of all of our students in math scoring in the top 2 categories. And so we have both an academic goal in math and an academic goal in ELA. And based on the 24-25 school report card, Rolling Hills is currently at 83.4% with scoring in those 2 top categories. The district benchmark is 75. And we hope to be at least at 86% by this year's end. In terms of ELA, based on the 24-25 school report card, Rolling Hills is currently at 78.5, so our school goal is to get those scores up to at least 80% of our students scoring in those top 2 categories. So the question is, how do we plan to do that? And what is our action step really that we're planning on taking to do that? And so drilling down to specifics, our staff is focused on giving quality feedback to students as well as establishing success criteria. For every unit of study, we feel that giving students quality feedback will continue to move the needle for us. It shouldn't be a guessing game, right? We want our students to know exactly the target they're trying to hit. And our students have shown that they will rise to our expectations. So if we show them ahead of time what the target is, many of them will end up reaching it. So why feedback and why targets? Well, we gave our staff a survey to find out what we need to focus on to continue to improve, as well as what has kept us successful up until this point. And what we found is that only about 36% of our staff provide students with examples of quality work before assigning projects. We thought that was kind of interesting. So we said, why are only 36% or 37% of us showing that target to students? So we decided one way to help our students continue to improve was to show them the exemplar or the target and helping them become good self-assessors using a rubric or a checklist. And so we consider, why is that important? Well, it's based on educational research. So John Hattie is an educational research, and he looked at effect sizes. There's different things that influence accelerating learning in education, and some things have more of an impact than others. And so when an impact or when an effect has a greater than a 0.4 effect size, it's shown to accelerate learning. And so the last few years, we've been focusing on the PLT process, professional learning teams. We've also been targeting collective teacher efficacy. And if you look way to the far right, bottom right, collective teacher efficacy is a 1.6. So that is almost 4 times what the standard would be in accelerating learning. So that's why it was important for us to look at collective teacher efficacy. If you look at feedback in that same chart, it also has an effect size of 0.7. So again, very highly impactful when you're giving feedback to students as opposed to other initiatives which have much smaller effect size, or in some cases even a negative effect size, such as suspensions, retention, summer vacation can actually have a negative or reverse effect on student progress. And so when we look at the different types of feedback, we look at when students are given just grades or marks. What you find in research is that the students with low marks typically just shut down. They see their low grade and then they don't want to continue. And so the students with high marks tend to be successful and continue. But we want to make sure we're reaching all kids, right? And so when we look at giving feedback, what happens when you combine feedback and grades or marks? Well, that's in the 3rd row. When you include both, again, you're affecting top students, but the bottom students, again, don't look at the comments because they look at the grade and then they don't look at the comments on how they can improve. And so what we've been really focusing on is that second row there with our teachers is how do we give actionable feedback to our kids to help them all continue to grow and help them all continue to be engaged. And so other than just saying good job or a smiley face, we want to give feedback that's actually actionable. And so that's what we've been working on this year with our staff. We also have a behavior goal. We want our classrooms at Rolling Hills to all have an environment aligned with the 4 C's. And the 4 C's are listed there for you: climate, communication, curriculum, and culture. And we want to create, which is the rationale for the goal, we want to create a consistent, welcoming, and academically supportive environment across all classrooms, ensuring that students feel safe, valued, and ready to learn. I think when we can accomplish that, the sky's the limit. And so some people ask, what have we done to be successful? Again, we've worked very hard, my staff has worked very hard in achieving the level that we're currently at. And one of the things we did is we made some collective commitments as a Rolling Hills staff. We all believe and adhere to these collective commitments. We commit to collaborating with colleagues to ensure all students achieve at high levels, including our PLTs, our pupil services team, our behaviors team. Everybody believes that all students can achieve at high levels. We hold each other accountable for creating a culture that values relationships, care, support, risk-taking, and ensures high levels of learning for all students. I believe the basis for all success hinges on those relationships that we have with kids and families. We are committed to implementing impactful instructional practices in our classrooms with a focus on student-centered, data-informed, and research-based decisions. We will model a commitment to learning by being willing, reflective, and open-minded in our growth as educators, and we strive to foster pride in our students' school and colleagues by celebrating successes, both big and small. So those were the staff commitments, and then the kids also talked about the ROAR commitments or student commitments. And so just to, again, reiterate that, roaring like a raptor, we wanted to include not only behavioral expectations, but also academic expectations. And so when you roar like a raptor, you're respectful, you're on task, you're accountable, and you reach for excellence. So during our, some of our training at district office with our administrators, we went through, and I'm sure you're aware of, our Initiative 1 training that we went through as administrators. We also have teachers that are currently going through the training as well. And during one of the sessions, we were asked to come up with a 2-word statement or mantra that really describes us in our school. And so the words that I chose were empower excellence, because I really feel like that is what we need to be about. And I felt like it really embodies what my staff believes, it embodies what our families believe, and it embodies what our students will become. So we hope to model it as a staff. We hope to model it for our students as they continue their education through the Mukwonago School District. And I just want to thank the board for their continued support, as well as the community for their support of everything we do here, because we want to live up to the district vision of students, staff, and community building better schools together. And so I really appreciate that. Thank you for your time.
Any questions for Dr. Schlicht? Mr. Gooch?
First off, again, congratulations for all the success you've had.
Thank you.
If you don't mind, can you go back to slide, I guess it's 8? Or maybe it's 7. Yeah, that one. Well, the one you just had, sorry. That
This one?
So I guess, what is the end game if you're only giving comments, it seems to help all students by 30%. So does that mean you won't give grades if someone's having a hard time, or is it you're gonna focus on the comments first and then worry about the grades later?
I think there's a balance, right? And so when you are formatively assessing kids, we've got formative and we've got summative assessments. So eventually, yes, we do have to give a grade, a 4, a 3, a 2, or a 1. But I think the idea is if you give students just a 4 or a 3 or a 2 or a 1, they don't necessarily know how to continue to grow. And when you give a student a 4 or a 3 with a comment, those students probably will continue to grow because they're the top students. But if you put a 2 or a 1 on the top of a page, but then say, could you add a little bit more descriptive words in your paragraph? Could you add some more adjectives? You know, they ignore the advice. And so I think the process is, as you're leading kids through that learning process, to not be so focused on the end game, but understand the process as you're going through and appreciate the advice teachers are giving, so that when it does come to that final assessment, we can all expect to see higher scores at that time.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Any other questions or comments? Yeah, and with, do you have something? Go ahead.
Great job,
Thank you.
Dr. Schlick.
Appreciate it.
Going.
Thank you.
We'll just talk about expectations and that you're putting on the students. My daughter there's a bond with my wife that can't be replaced.
Mm-hmm.
And every day I pick her up from the bus, always, what time's mom gonna be home? First thing out of her mouth. Last year, she got her test scores back for her math. That day, she didn't say, what time is mom getting home? She said, Dad, how can we get, and this was 5th grade, and she never had Mr. Wright.
Yeah.
And she goes, Dad, can you get this to Mr. Wright and show him my scores? It's just a great expectation and the excitement the kids have for their teachers.
Right.
So, thank you.
There's definitely a pride in what we do and how we work together and how we just acknowledge, you know, that what we're doing is working. Yeah.
So, thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
All right, up next is consent agenda, looking for the approval of the committee of the whole meeting minutes of December 8th, 2025, and approval of the vouchers and receipts. Are there any questions or comments? Hearing none, those are approved by consent. Personnel topics, director's report.
So I just have that last week I presented on our employee retention and that we have a lot of our indicators moving us in the right trajectory. Staff perception survey, our overall retention rate, and so we're going to keep doing that work.
All right, thank you. Any questions? All right, moving on to student learning topics.
All right, I also have just my director's report. So at the committee of the whole meeting, I had 2 informational topics. The first was a new course proposal for the high school. We are proposing adding the 3rd level of online physical education. So I went through all the details for that at the meeting last week. There was some discussion and some questions, so I provided a bit more information for you as this is an action item for tonight. So just briefly, there was a question regarding the need for the 3rd level. And so again, as we continue to increase the rigor at the high school, and we continue to add advanced placement courses and higher level courses, we want to make sure that we're providing space in the schedule for students to take that. A majority of our students who are taking the online physical education are taking it so that they can take multiple advanced placement classes, or so they can take double music class, or things that interest them. So we just want to make sure that we can balance the rigor and allow them to take those courses. Another item of discussion was the physical activity requirement. So I just got a little more information there. We are currently in the process of creating the course, but the plan is that in addition to the step requirement, there would also be physical activity assignments. Those would occur every unit. So the students would have some type of activity where they would need to do a physical activity assignment, measure their heart rate, and then reflect on that. And that would be tied to the content of the unit. And then the final discussion was just around enrollment trends. So I did provide the enrollment numbers for the last 3 years. They're shown in the table that was in the director's report. You can see that they are fairly stable. We did see a bit of an increase last year. Again, we have added our weighted grades and some advanced placement classes. So that's what we would attribute that bump to. You can also see that there is much higher enrollment in the first level, and then that drops off with the second level, and we would anticipate that that continues. Again, we will be asking for approval of this course tonight. And then the second item that I had last week was just an update on our curriculum council. Our council is up and running. We have good representation from staff, from administrators, parents, and then a board member. We had our first meeting, which was great. And then we will be having our second meeting on February 2nd. And that is it for the director's report.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? Thank you. Student service topics.
I just have a director's report also. Just summarizing, last Monday we had a presentation on our English Learner program with Anita Lumberger, and then Jamie Dobner came to just do a separate but an update regarding student support services and services provided for our students who are homeless at this time. Any questions?
None, thank you. Finance and facilities.
Last week I gave an update on our health insurance performance as the 24-25 year comes to with mature data in it. One thing I'm just going to highlight here real quick, I'll just walk the board through this one time, and then going forward, these will be a part of my director's updates at the board meetings, and I'm just going to do this one time, and then I'll leave it at that. If you have questions going forward, let me know. The first exhibit that I'll always include here is going to show a fund-by-fund snapshot. So here we have Fund 10. Going top to bottom here, we have categories that we are mandated to use. These are 3-digit numbers. Employee salaries are 100 numbers. Everything that we have an expense for has an account code. Employee salaries are 100 objects. Employee benefits are 200 objects. Purchase services are 300 objects, so on and so forth. So everything falls into a bucket there. We have our budgeted amounts, what we've expensed or encumbered. To encumber something means that we have issued a purchase order. We haven't been billed yet, but we anticipate the bill. So whether we've actually paid the check or we intend to pay it, the money has either been expended or encumbered. And then finally, the budget amount minus the expended amount is the available funds. So these budget amounts that you see highlighted here at the bottom, that's what you approved when we approved the annual budget back in October, the final budget. So we have a percentage of the budget remaining for everything here. And in my update to you, I think we are at about 62% of student days left, or 38% of student days completed. So this just kind of gives you an overview, a snapshot of how much money do we have left, are we on track? And I can tell you right now that I feel fine, I have no concerns. All of our funds are listed here in order, Fund 21, Fund 27. I have those highlighted in yellow because salaries and benefits are the biggest line items in all of our budgets. So those are the most important things to pay attention to here. If you have any questions as you take a look at this, let me know. I'll push past this then and go to a second exhibit, specifically looking at salaries and benefits. We have a payroll deposit that we issue every 2 weeks. All right, we just completed our 13th one here. And as we compare back to our previous 4 years or 5 years of data, as we look at that 13th payroll, this is a payroll by payroll progression. This is the cumulative progression. So we've spent $13.8 million through the 13th payroll. And then as a percentage of the budget utilized here, we take a look at this and we say, what percentage of the budget have we spent following that 13th payroll? Here we are at 37.5%, and we ask ourselves, are we on path? Are we on, where are we gonna land? And I'm estimating that we'll spend 98.7% of our budget. And that can move up or down, but I say with great confidence that we are going to be under budget in our biggest line items. So I have no concerns there, but we track this and measure this separately here. And then the last thing I'll share with you is just our month by month cash flow. So these are the prior 5 years. So the yellow bar here, this is the month of July here. The yellow bar here is 2021. This blue bar is 21-22, and we have each school year, and then this red bar represents the current school year, and you can see what our cash flow is as of the end of that month here. So we just wrapped up our November reconciliation today, so I don't have this number for you here, but as you can see, in October, we had just over $10 million in our cash position. November is our low water mark for a cash purpose, but you can see that we are positive. A lot of school districts and even some of our neighbors' cash will borrow from their local bank because ultimately they don't have any cash in their bank account here. But come January, when property tax revenues come to school districts, then they get that money back and they settle their short-term debts. But we're in such a position where we don't have to do that. But this is ultimately a really important indicator of our financial health and how we're doing right now. So I just felt it's important to share that with you. And that's all I have. So I won't give any commentary on it in future updates, but if you have questions, let me know.
Any questions for Tom? All right, thank you. Okay, action items are up next, and I'm going to explain how this goes for the public, for people that have never been here before, maybe watching. Action items, once these are set, and there's a motion on the floor in a second, this is time for the board to do their work. There's no dialogue with the public. It's time for the board only, and not administrators even to interfere with the board's work. And administrators can be asked direct questions from the board if they need information that's germane to the question. So with that being said, we're gonna move on to action items. Number one is hires, retirements, and resignation. Oh, we have none. Okay, then we're gonna move on to policy 5530.01.
Over the last several months, we've discussed random drug testing for high school students in athletics activities and student with parking permits. Last meeting, we presented a redlined draft of that policy that's been on the agenda for a few months. It is here for action this evening.
I'd like to make a motion that we table it till next month with the following amendments. First, remove all language that includes adding parking permit holders to the pool of potential kids getting tested. Number two, add employees of the Mukwonago Area School District to random drug testing as well. And three, if police dogs mark a vehicle or backpack, the owner operator of that vehicle should be tested that day as well.
I'm sorry, just so you know, you keep like blowing into the mic, and I didn't hear some of that. Sorry.
Yeah, same here. It was hard to understand.
I'll start over.
Thanks.
Make a motion to table it until next week, or next month rather, with the following amendments. Number one, remove all language that includes adding parking permit holders to the pool of potential kids getting tested. Number two, add employees of Mukwonago Area School Districts to random drug testing as well. And number three, if police dogs mark a vehicle or backpack, the owner operator of that vehicle should be tested that day.
Looking for a second for the amendment? No second, the motion fails. Any other motions on this?
I make a motion to accept the policy as written in the red line statement.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions, comments?
I like the idea, sorry.
Go ahead, Carolyn.
I like the idea of adding staff as random as well. I also liked your idea of testing owner of the vehicle. I'm assuming you mean mom or dad that actually own the vehicle. Is that what you mean?
I put owner / operator because if it's the kid, if the parent owns the vehicle, you're not gonna bring the parent in, right? So that would be the operator then at that point, who's driving the vehicle to and from school.
Yeah. Is it,
And we currently do not do that, correct?
We are not able to, because if a dog gets on it, it turns into a police issue, because the police are the ones that operate the dogs. So the transfer goes to law enforcement, it doesn't go to the school district to automatically test. The student can be added to the pool in the future, but there's not an automatic test that would happen.
Mr.
This
Olson?
is my question. If they were to hit, it wouldn't be a random at that point, correct? So it would have to be separate policy?
It would fall into the hands of law enforcement, and it would fall into separate policy.
So I guess two questions on the testing of staff. That wouldn't fall in this policy, right? Because this is student related and we would need a separate staff policy if that's what we wanted to do.
Correct, and we'd have to work through council to.
I was gonna say, is that even legal?
We would have to work with our legal counsel.
And I know on hire, I don't know on hire in the public sector if you can do that, but I would think that's the only time you can do it.
We do have a drug screening on hire that all employees have to go through and pass the drug screening. We also have a drug-free workplace policy that addresses drugs in the workplace and staff that would be under the influence.
Okay, and then just to clarify on the red lines, this does include, we cast the net wider, is that correct?
With the net is cast wider, and we'd be including all activities and athletics that students could participate in. So the pool would be expanded.
Any other questions, comments? Once again, I just want to say I'm against the random drug testing students just for parking on our publicly paid for parking lots. I was thinking about the discussion we had last week and talking about doing voting for student council and showing people our students how government works, how we vote to have a real elected representative. And now we're going into this, and now we're telling our students, prove to government that you did not use drugs. Nothing about what happened to like innocent until proven guilty. That's the way I feel this is going. I feel like we're really infringing on kids' rights in the name of safety. And I think we lose a lot of our liberty by forcing this thing on in the name of safety. Any other questions or comments?
I think we heard the same message last week.
Right.
Okay, okay.
So, any other questions or comments? All right, all those in favor for policy 553001, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say no.
No.
No. Roll call vote, please.
Do we need a roll call or just show me?
We can just show hands. All those in favor, raise your hands. All those opposed? No, 6-3. You got the names, Laura, perfect. All right, we're gonna move on to new course, online physical education 3.
Okay, so we, as stated, are looking for the board to approve online physical education 3 for the high school. All of the details of the course and some responses to the questions and discussion have been provided, so we are looking for approval on that course.
Make a motion to approve online physical education 3 as presented.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Motion carries.
Unity.
What?
Unity.
Unity. 26-27 budget development calendar.
Last week I gave you a proposed calendar on how we'll develop the budget. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, that's our game plan as we move forward.
I'll make a motion to approve the proposed budget calendar.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the 26-27 budget development calendar. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Motion carries. Moving on to the 26-27 budget building membership projection.
So last week I gave an updated membership projection as we look ahead to September 3rd Friday count. I'm estimating at this time that we'll have a loss of 85 members full-time equivalent members. So I propose that we build next year's budget initially with a loss of 85 FTE.
Make a motion that we approve the membership projection that Tom put out.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed say no. Motion carries. Health insurance broker agreement.
So I'm asking for permission from the board to execute two health broker agreements as we discussed last week here. Again, the intent is to help find the best guidance and advice from professionals as we navigate these really challenging and in-depth decisions in the health world as we look to really corral and limit an annual $8 to $9 million expenditure.
Motion that we move forward with the health broker agreement.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the health insurance broker agreement. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Motion carries. Moving on to unfinished business, superintendent's report.
Just a lot of gratitude for 2025 as the year wraps up. I do want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and a blessed holiday season.
Awesome. President's report. I just want to say again, congratulations, Dr. Schlicht. He promised the school board a perfect 100 next year. I'm kidding. But congratulations. Your leadership is really showing through, and I just want to thank you and your staff. Also, just want to, there was a comment about unity. I think it's good that the board disagrees once in a while and has good debate going on. It's a healthy debate, and it's respectful, and it's the way it should be. So with that, I'm looking for a motion to close the open session and move into executive session.
I make a motion to close the open session and move into executive session.
Second.
We have a motion and second. Roll call vote, please.
Jason?
Here.
Mike?
Yes.
Jake?
Yes.
Jim?
Yes.
Dale?
Yes.
Eric?
Yes.
Carolyn?
Yes.
Craig? Crosby, yes.
All right, we are now closing, going to executive session.